Welcome to a new daily top Askreddit video. Today's topic. Guys of Reddit, where do you finish after jerking off? Usually the same place I started. I'm not a wandering wanker. Start in the bedroom and see how far down the street you can get. This sounds like a jackass sketch. Not a guy, but my ex would jerk off while sitting on the toilet and would lift the shower rug and finish on the floor and put the rug back over it. No wiping or cleaning, just straight up placed the rug back in place over the mess. I had no idea until I complained about the discoloratio of the shower rug and he told me. I left that dude soon after. I'm pretty sure that's the nastiest story on here. It's up there with the box for sure. Out the window. Damn, a bird shat on me. That's a sign of good luck. Just wait until you get to be my age. 73. I'm almost sure I'm not the only one this age, but jerking off is just a fond memory of where I did it from age 13 to about 18 months ago. I'll rub one out for you tonight, sir. This is such a wholesome comment. You should record yourself, and send it to him. I know that my grandpa always loved it when I did that. Toilet paper thanks, as Beavis says, TP for my cum hole. Or something like that. I had an army buddy who would bring non-lubricated condoms to the field so he got jack off in his sleeping bag without making a mess. He'd then tie in a knot and the nasty shit would toss it into his hygiene bag. As soldiers we were rough on our equipment, so a couple of times the condoms broke inside and you can imagine the mess. Didn't stop him though. Fucking infantrymen are animals. Geez. I mean, if you're going to go that far, why not just bring an extra Ziploc bag to hold your used baby batter bombs? It's easy, convenient, and you no longer have to worry about the damn things coating your toothbrush when they inevitably decide to explode halfway through the X. I helicopter at the moment of climax, so everywhere. Helicopter. In tears usually. He sat in shame. The act was done. He'd had his fill. He'd had his fun. He gave a single, weary sigh. To think that life had passed him by. While others lived. He'd loved alone. They'd company. He held his own. They laughed as one, with futures planned. While he sat there with head in hand. He cleared his search, ashamed to see the tags for horse and amputee. He swore to change. The time was here. He wiped away a second tear. Op asks everyone where they finish, but nobody asks Op where they do. Dear Op, where do you come? I'll do you one better, how do you come Op? I'll do you one better, why do you come Op? On my stomach like a true gentleman. Scrolled down too far to get here. For real. Are these dudes ruining their nuts by trying to reach for a towel or some shit as they start coming? Blast off and worry about that shit after like a man of culture. Tummy puddles. One of my friends told us how one time he was having sex with his girlfriend and he pulled out and came on her stomach. He noticed there was some in her belly button and he scooped some out with his finger and then boop'd her on the nose. I now refer to it as the ol scoop nboop. Cum gutters. The fact that I saw this when was about to jerk off makes me really uncomfortable. Did you have a good time? Jerking off or contemplating my life choices? In the toilet where it belongs. Same sentiment but with more self-loathing. So more like this, in the toilet where I belong. Why did I have to scroll down so far to find this, the most reasonable answer? Edit to add, I should point out, in my house, we keep our bathroom pretty clean. To the people in this thread who say bathrooms are gross, like they have perpetually damp floors, mold growing, and piss stains everywhere. I don't care where you ejaculate, but for the love of God clean your fucking bathroom. Same. Best spot for it, you don't pee in a sock, don't come in a sock. Thanks. Fucking weird PPL jack in socks. Any surface, toilet being the easiest, is better than cleaning cum from a fucking sock. Into the box. For the uninitiated. Edit, why the fuck would you award this? We were just kids back then. The only reason I am reading this is to check the cleanliness of certain places next time I date a guy. Bring a UV light to a guy's bedroom for the easiest way to enjoy Van Gogh's Starry Night. Most of us can't hit the ceiling every time, but bravo. Nowhere is safe, God has left us. Shot glass. Cum shot squared. I was with my ex-Asian GFS family. We were taking some shots and they kept saying campy, don't know how to spell it but it's pronounced kumpai, every time we took a shot. It means cheers in their native language. Well, my dumb ass got confused and confidently announced cum shot. When it was my turn, the whole family just stared at me and went completely quiet, then busted out and howled with laughter. I never lived that down. I pinch my foreskin, then tuck it into my legs, then waddle upstairs, then drop it in the toilet. Edit, really wish I didn't say this but oh well. Batman, it's him again, it must be, look at the trail up the stairs, the patterns of the footprints, this whole scene, it's him all over. The one they call the Penguin. Pile of Kleenex brand tissue neatly stacked sideways. Mayo. Look at Mr. Fancy Guy here with the name brand tissues. I use generic store brand toilet paper like the rest of the peasants. Even more fancy is shop towels. I am talking about the blue disposable towels that are normally used by mechanics. One towel can absorb all the cum and wipe everything clean. Unlike Scott towels, it is soft and not erratic the tip, and unlike Kleenex or toilet paper, it does not break and leave fibbers. I always have a roll in my bedroom. My GF and I call them SUE bite, wipe dick, as the normal paper towels are called SUE tout, wipe all, here in Quebec. I buy them in 18 packs at Costco and I use half of them for mechanical jobs and the other half is for my dick. In the rainbow dash jar. Cursed internet history. In my mouth, obviously, where else, it would make a mess otherwise. Saw something back in not but November. If you suck yourself off and nut in your mouth, your nut technically never left your body. Suwu loophole. It's like a closed loop system. Down the drain, in the shower, in the toilet, or in your mom. In your mom. Thanks mate. If you could clean up the urn when you're done, I'd appreciate it. Valid. On my stomach and then I alligator roll onto my bed to clean it up. What the fuck? Why did the jizz cross the road? I wore the wrong socks today. Okay, y'all are weird. For real, some of these responses are so whack, lol. I wandered in here wondering what the fuck I was doing, but I cannot stop laughing. When Poem for Your Sprog stopped by, I decided I wasn't ready to leave yet. Better to come in the sink than to sink in the cum. Non-native speaker here. Why then? Isn't it then? You're right, people suck at grammar. He might be stating his preferred order. When I was a teenager in the IITs, I would blast loads into the Book of Mormon and then close it. Assert dominance. Would make it the Book of Homo. My underwear becomes a cum rag at the end of the day. Saves tissue paper by repurposing underwear. They go in the wash anyway. So I scrolled too far to find my method. This has been like a dark secret for me, thought I was the single guy in the world that did this, turns out we're everywhere. Brussar army. How have more people not made this their regular thing? My dirty boxers in the hamper is the home of millions of unborn children. Same, it's environmentally friendly, convenient, cheap, and practical. Take it off first, of course. Take it off first, of course. Pussy. I just unload in them, they are pretty absorbent, then take them off and throw them in the wash, put on a new pair, and go to bed. Sometimes I like to leave it on. I find it weirdly hot. Tissues and / or I have an old shirt that has had enough semen on it to repopulate the universe. I wore that shirt by mistake. Thanks for making my day miserable. Mr. Krusty Shirt. Why are you wearing his shirts? In my wife's boyfriend. Edit, someone took this post too seriously and reported it to Reddit, and now I got this message from Reddit as if I have a problem. Got to keep him loose and ready for her dildo. In this handkerchief I have been using for 4 months. I call it the cumkerchief. Bruh. That's a wakerchief. Finish on stomach. Clean up with a blanket / towel that is designated for that task alone. Just cover your belly with the towel, then you can nut on the towel as you would normally. Much less clean up. I guess. I don't really want my nut towel touching me for longer than is absolutely necessary though. You must not have much chest hair. That sounds like a nightmare cleanup to me. Chest hair. This guy shoots ropes. You're ruining your orgasms with all this dick pinching and shit. Your favorite washcloth. Usually into a silicone toy that has easy cleanup with water. Tega Eggs product endorsement. Unpaid. 9 months later. Asterisk news reporter asterisk. And this is the house where a silicone human has been born. State of this subreddit, fucking hell. Talk about scraping the barrel. Jesus will judge us. Now tell us where you finish. Well, since it doesn't stop for hours. In the lake. Do you need a wheelbarrow for your balls? Alright, this is my moment. Everyone I've told this to has insisted they've never heard of it before, but I swear it's the best method. I've always found tissues or towels to have a hard time actually containing the ejaculate, as when placed over the penis, it always seems to come out the sides or bottom and still get everywhere somehow. Since I really don't masturbate without porn, it drove a necessity to find something that works well at a desk, and you really don't want to have a box of tissues sitting on your desk, or everyone is going to think about you jerking it every time they see your desk. The less things you need to hide, the better. So what do you already have in your office that works perfectly for this purpose? Paper. Paper offers several distinct advantages over a towel or a tissue, namely, it presents a larger target, which means you don't have to press it against the tip of your penis, you can just aim at it. This means you can continue your vigorous stroking all the way through the orgasm, there is no need to slow down or worry about spillage. It can be used to create a backstop by creasing it along the middle, so you have a one side protecting your desk, and one side, upright, protecting your keyboard. The backstop works well for standing orgasms, which is my preference. Once the deed is done, you can continue folding it up and place it in the trash, where it looks like any other piece of paper. You can use printer paper if that is what you have, but I like to use newspaper or solicitations that arrive in the mail, as they would otherwise go straight to the waste bin. If you're feeling fancy, you can print out some inspiration on the paper. If you have more of an erratic shot, or you have an expensive keyboard you want to protect, you can go to a larger format of paper. Personally, I really like the tabloid, ledger, or B-size paper over the more typical A4. The 11x17 dimensions provide much better protection for the keyboard, and more surface area for folding up to contain the fluids. If you find you are soaking through too quickly, or your volume is too large, you can always add a second or third sheet of paper. Now there are some risks and things to be aware of, however, though many of these apply to other methods as well. It will start to absorb the fluids, but you don't want to leave it on the desk, lest the ink leach out of the paper. It doesn't contain the smell, so dogs will find it in the trash, which can have embarrassing results when they try to show others what they found. If you aren't careful folding, you can wind up with leakage at the corners, as it does not absorb all of the fluids. Although it will work for this, it is not ideal for the final wipe of the last drop from the tip of the penis. For that I like to use a towel, which conveniently I place over the seat of the office chair before beginning a session. Nobody wants to get ass sweat on their chair. Unless you want to flex your origami skills, you do generally need to hold the backstop upright with your hand, or your first shot will knock it over. I do not believe paper products that have absorbed bodily fluids are recyclable anymore, so if you have someone in your life who is inclined to scold you for not recycling, they may take an interest in the amount of paper in your waste bin. In a pinch, you can also use padded mailers or small Amazon boxes in a very similar way, as they offer some of the same benefits of being inconspicuous, as well as being something that you were going to throw out anyway, and they still make a decent backstop. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. I've been looking for the best way to really personalize my letter to my congressman. Thanks for the tip.